welcome back to another episode of
The Coffee Breakup.
I came across a video. I kind of mentioned it, and it was kind of in line to what it actually meant. So what I understand of matching your freak is just making sure that someone basically matches your energy. If you are yourself, and if you love doing things, don't allow someone, or maybe someone you're interested in, or maybe you see a group of people that they like their own thing, and you're like, man, I want to fit in. Let me try to adapt to them. Sure, there's a sense of wanting that community, but you also want to be in a community that matches your freak.
Especially long term, if you're thinking like this is who you are, like, because you can fake it, but at some point, the real you is gonna come out, or you're gonna be miserable living a life that you're not really enjoying living, right?
But to anyone who's young, like, you probably you see it on social media, you see an Andrew Tate, and you're like, I gotta be like this guy in order to be successful. I gotta be like this guy in order to get all the girls. Don't think that you have to emulate someone in order to be as successful as them.
Yes.
You have to find who you are and be comfortable with the things that you like and how you say things. Good morning, afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching. Welcome back to another episode of
The Coffee Breakup.
Yes, and today I really wanted to talk about something that came across something on online, usually where we get our information. And a while back, we had someone say, like, oh, something about matching your freak. And we were like, yo, I don't know what this is, like freaky stuff. Like, yo, if you're into it, whatever. But I came across a video that kind of mentioned it, and it was kind of in line to what it actually meant.
Yeah.
So what I understand of matching your freak is just making sure that someone basically matches your energy. Like, whatever it is that you're, whatever you're into, try to find someone who can complement that,
yes,
you know, like add to it. Someone that's
it.
going to align with that. We've talked about it multiple times, you know, how when it comes to dating, like sometimes we try to do too much, or we try to be someone that we're not in order to impress certain people. And it ultimately comes down to really fake emotions. Like, it's not a real relationship. So there was this video, and I do want to show it to you guys. About 2.5 minutes, kind of summarizes a little bit. But to me, it just really opened my eyes of there really is someone out there for everyone. You just have to be patient and do what you love, and everything will fall into place. So Marvin, whenever you're ready, you got it there?
I'm going to play it right now.
Also,
if you missed it last weekend, girl at the bar last night gave me her email. She thinks I won't email her, so I emailed her. Hey Julie, thanks for giving me your email. Attached is a pitch deck. The Julie Friendship pitch deck.pdf.pdf. Now, I didn't expect this video to go viral, but now that it has, I'm going to show you exactly how she responded. But before I open up this PowerPoint, I want to make something clear. I had danced with this person on 3 separate occasions, but we had never spoken. And so after our 3rd dance, I said, hey, could I have your Instagram? I love dancing with you. And she said, I don't have one. And my response was, okay, I guess I'll just see you when I see you. She was the one that said, hey, you can have my email, which I thought was hilarious. She told me I had 1 business day to send her an email. So I did. And this is her response. Hi, Seth. Can I call you Dash? Ma'am, how do you know that my niece calls me Uncle Dash? She read my blog, which is linked in my email signature. Joke's on you. I love pitch decks. She matched my freak. The purpose of this pitch deck is to respond to the ever-daunting question of, do you want to be my friend? And the answer is, but wait. First, please enjoy these photos of me being artsy. Please also enjoy this extensive history of Jules shaking butt. I have to censor for TikTok. From 2014 to 2020, Jules partook in hip-hop, contemporary, and jazz dancing. In the year 2020, everything changed when Jules discovered country swing. For the first time, she shook her butt so hard, she landed in a dance coma. To this day, she hasn't been able to stop. Where is Jules from? You caught me. You guessed correct. Not Utah. Redacted, to be exact. Listen, I don't trust you guys, so I'm going to do what I have to protect her identity. And now, the moment you all been waiting for. To answer your question, which also applies to question 4 and 6. Drum roll, please. Yes. I'm impressed. She's got a great sense of humor. She read up on me. She integrated that into her response, and she took the time to write me a pitch deck. Her closing slide. How do I find this so-called playlist? And yes, I will judge you based on your music taste. I accept your proposal. What do you rate Lonesome Dove out of 10? What books do you consider a 10? I don't know how to invest in stock. And thank you for always protecting me on the dance floor. That's very sweet. Is anything that I hope to leave you with is that it's okay to be playful and wholesome and silly, and that the world isn't always out to get you. Sometimes people just want to be your friend.
what's most important for me that I took from that is be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, do what you want to do. Granted, he maybe had like a warm opening of like being able to kind of get in there and have a little bit of that flirtatious vibe. He probably already kind of saw her energy and how to attack it.
Yeah, I danced 3 times already.
But yeah, so I mean, if we refer to the first video, which we'll put it on our Instagram so you guys can kind of see the lead up to this, but it's like it's just it's funny how he's basically like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna email you, but I'm not just gonna send you an email like, hey, awkward, whatever, I can't believe whatever. It was like he created a whole pitch deck, essentially like a presentation on PowerPoint, talking about who he was and what he liked to do, and then he's like, oh, but how rude of me, let me ask you about yourself. And then he started doing it. So it's almost like an actual proposal of like something that you're gonna sell, or like in a board meeting that you want to present to someone, and he did it for her. And I can see how most people would be like, that's extra. Like, you went a little bit too much. Like, yeah, you danced a couple times, but you don't even know this girl like this. But he did what he thought was, what he was comfortable doing, what he thought was clever, something different that he liked.
Definitely.
And she matched his freak. That's what I think, something that I wish I learned, when I was younger is, if you are yourself and if you love doing things, don't allow someone, or maybe someone you're interested in, or maybe you see a group of people that they like their own thing and you're like, man, I want to fit in. Let me try to adapt to them. Sure, there's a sense of wanting that community, but you also want to be in a community that matches your freak, likes the things that you like to do, aligns with that stuff. And that's kind of where you will find happiness, doing what you love and creating this community around you of the same things that you love.
Especially long term, if you're thinking like if this is who you are, like, because you can fake it, but at some point the real you is going to come out, or you're going to be miserable living a life that you're not really enjoy living, right? So I really like the fact that he was being authentic, he was being genuine and real, and he put the effort in, because you got to put, like, that's effort. It also boils down to like putting in the effort.
I think that's you kind of acknowledge that as well. Like, yo, this guy tried. Like,
because going up to somebody, hey, can I get your number? Like, hey, can I get Instagram here? It's easy. It's very simple steps to it. But he actually make your PowerPoint, picking everything out together. It's like a amazing touch.
Sure, yeah. So to the guy who's gonna start dating a lot, I mean, I think that what's really beautiful about developing as a human being is being open to certain things, so then you can learn maybe something that you like. I mean, if you're really closed off or staying in your comfort zone, you'll never know if there's something else that will kind of intrigue you and or pique your interest. And you're like, man, no, maybe I kind of do like this. This whole time I was talking shit about this. And maybe it's a show, or maybe it's like a sport. Maybe it's anything, It's like, oh, you know what? Maybe if I open my mind to it and I do it, I might actually like that, which is why it's important to kind of be able to be flexible. So I mean, I think just as a younger person, if I were to like speak to myself, it's do as many things as you can.
Yes.
See what it is that you love. See what it is that you like to do. Find your interests. And eventually, not only is it like, okay, yeah, you're going to match your freak, but I think of myself now as I have a tight-knit group of friends. All of you guys have your similarities, but all of you guys have your differences as well.
True. Yeah.
And because of me being able to just be open and being like, oh, I fuck with Marvin with this, and then I fuck with Rangel with that, and Carlos with that, whatever. It's like they all have their own things, but it's because I found multiple freaks, I guess, in myself, that I'm able to match with them. So whatever it may be. And then when it comes to relationships, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm able to bond on a different level with Christina, but that's because I've always been myself, and I've always done the things that I've loved. And it's allowed us to really understand each other and really express ourselves in a way that we match with it. So it's like, I just wish that people who were younger, that they were like really trying to impress somebody, or they want to be like, oh, I got to be someone that I'm not in order to fit in. No, man. Like, be yourself. Do the things that you love. Do the things that you've always found that you've been intrigued in. Or maybe there's something that you want to learn. There's a community out there who's willing to show you. There's a community of people who are already doing the things that maybe you want to get into. Get involved. And at that point, that's where things start to fall into place.
Yeah, 100%. And the more you are yourself and pursue the things that make you happy and make you, people will start gravitating towards you. The right people, right? The people that share the same interests and lifestyle choices and like goals and aspirations and just kind of like your energy. Those people will, I think, naturally gravitate towards you. And it could be challenging when you're young, because you want to, I feel like when you're young, you want to be liked by everybody. You want to be like, you want to fit in with everybody. And the older you get, and I mean, we're not fucking ancient, but like we're like in our early 30s, you know, like we're you know we're adults.
You start realizing
You're
like,
yeah, like you're not meant for everybody, and that's okay, right? So, you know, I'm 32 now, and I realize like, yeah, like I am who I am, and I love who I am. And obviously, there's always room for improvement and growth, but it's not the same as it was 10 years ago, where I wanted to be like, oh, love everybody, appreciate everybody, because not everybody's gonna love you for who you are, and that's okay, you know. As long as you have a few good people around you that value you for who you are. And I think when you're younger, it's a little bit, you have to kind of get off of that perception of like, oh, everybody needs to like me, everybody needs to love me, and this girl's pretty, so I do whatever it takes to get her to like me. And it's like, no, like the right girl will like you for who you are.
how long are you gonna keep up this like facade of you trying to be someone that you're not, just to get somebody attracted to you? That then, let's say that you do get them, are you gonna continue being someone that you're not?
Yeah.
Like, how long are you gonna have this upkeep of this mask that you have to try to be liked by this person?
Eventually, it'll all crumble down, you know. And so I like the concept of like, yeah, like for us to kind of go back and think of what it was like when we were younger and dating. Obviously,
Right.
you're getting married, like we're off the market, you know, having a kid. But it's nice to like almost like reminisce and kind of look back and say like, okay, this is what I would have done differently. This is what I would have maybe, you know, shifted my perspective. So, and I love that in that video that it seems like two people were really genuine and like on the same kind of vibe.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
Right?
Yeah,
Cute little playful.
Yeah, kind of or in the process of finding each other, right, for themselves.
Sure.
No matter what happens, might be platonic, but regardless, the fact that they're like vibing, or starting to just kind of be, all right, we're kind of cool together. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, granted, maybe it was like a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
Because who knows how she would have taken it. But I feel like maybe they already had like, you know, preliminary engagement, that they were fun and cute. And he's like, hey, I think this would be funny if I send it to her after we've already been vibing. But it's taking action, you know, and kind of doing something and getting out there. And I just think like, you know, back to when we were younger, like imagine going up to, you know, a girl, getting her a number or trying to talk to her. It was hard. Like you have to kind of break this mold, but there's an opportunity that arises. Maybe not everyone is for you, but you might get that one opening, and it might be something that comes out like this. That's something that you never would have thought that would have worked out.
Exactly. And it's refreshing because a lot of times when we talk about stuff on the internet, it's not always good. A lot of times it's a complaint or this, and oh my God, like those videos of like, it's refreshing to have like a positive story that, you know, entails dating. So it's nice. I like it.
You recall anything that maybe back in the day that you probably would do that you're like, why am I even doing this, man?
So okay, yeah. So when I was younger, a lot of times I would do things, especially not necessarily just to dating, but all in general, but very accurate in dating. I would do certain things that I didn't necessarily wanted to do. Like I would say yes to a lot of things, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, if this is not something I enjoy or I want to do, then I won't do it. Just because I'm 32 years old, I want to do the things that I enjoy. They give me happiness. The people that I care about, trying new experiences, but still being true to myself. But when I was younger, just to kind of please everybody, I would say, oh yeah, sure, we can go here, we can go to this place, we can go to this bar, we can hang out here, and we do this and do that, to kind of live up to other people's kind of expectations, other people's like senses of like happiness and what they wanted to do. And now it's like, instead of being like a yes man, yes, you know, is this really what I want to do? If the answer is no, then I won't do it. You don't like it? Too bad.
Yeah. And I'm thinking now, even for someone who's probably younger and maybe want to get out into the scene, and I know that with social media, you just talked about how this is nice and refreshing, how it's like a feel-good story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of probably bad influencers, and I can even bring in Andrew Tate. Do I respect certain things that he says? I think he does make a lot of sense of how the world actually works and how certain people relate to one another.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that he's like, yo, this guy's a menace to society. I get it.
Yeah.
But to anyone who's young, like you probably you see it on social media and you see an Andrew Tate and you're like, I gotta be like this guy in order to be successful. I gotta be like this guy in order to get all the girls. Granted, it's worked for him. It's in his nature. He's found some way to just really be that voice of whatever he preaches. But don't think that you have to emulate someone in order to to be as successful as them.
Yes.
You have to find who you are and be comfortable with the things that you like and how you say things. I just hate how I've heard of stories how there's a lot of young guys who they look at Andrew Tate, they worship this guy, they believe in him, then they start talking to women thinking that the messages that he kind of brings out is like berating women and being disgusting to women, which there are some times that he has been. But it's like, if you think that that's the way that you got to talk to every single woman, not every single woman is going to react to that. And it's going to get to a point that you're like, why am I even doing this? Like, this isn't who I am. Like, I'm trying to be this guy and I'm trying to talk to this guy. I'm looking at him, he's telling me I should be doing this, but this doesn't feel right. And that's why I want everyone to just kind of find your individuality, find what works for you, find yourself, find things that makes you happy and what you love doing. And I promise you, everything will fall into place, whether it's friends, whether it's success, career, relationships, family, everything in life. Do what you love. Everything else will fall into place.
Yeah. Even if it takes a little bit longer, because, you may be one way, and even if that's not true who you are, it might be faster to find someone, but ultimately, it's not the best person for you. Sometimes being genuine, being honest, being kind, and being like who you want to be and living up to your life, that road is maybe a little bit longer than being, somebody that you're not. But don't be discouraged by the journey, right? Embrace it. So,
like that.
Kind of a way of kind of putting it,
And before we close it off, I'm just kind of curious as to what is it that, kind of matches your freak? Is there anything that you kind of have done, you've taken a risk, and maybe it's worked in a relationship that you started talking to someone and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this actually worked. Or, oh, you know what? I did what I wanted to. I stopped doing all that other stuff that I hated. And now I'm as happy as I could be.
Yes.
And
curious to know.
Yeah. And before that, I also want to know, in this kind of new series that we want to start, is like things that I wish I knew when I was younger. Anything around dating, please send us any messages, comment down below or anything, just so we can kind of unfold a little bit more and see if we can help anyone early on in the journey.
For sure, yeah. Let us know like what mistakes you've made early on in your dating scene that now you look back and like, I wish I would have done something different.
Right.
It's all about it. It's all about growth. It's all about looking back and like, oh man, this is something that I may have not wish I would have done, but came back stronger from it. I learned from it. But it's teach other people and not make the same mistakes. And so that's a good way of kind of encapsulating this new segment kind of tackling.
Yeah. Thank you.
That being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Love you guys. Love the support. Ciao, guys.